Rev up your engines! I am going to give you a true analysis of cars. The 2016 Honda Accord with the CVT transmission, and I'm going to tell you the truth about this transmission. How it works, do they break down, are they any good? And this isn't some BS advertisement. Somebody is being paid to tell you that it's really great and blah, blah, blah. No, I analyze real people's cars who drive them in the real world and tell you the truth. Now, as a general overview, it's a 2016 Honda Accord. It's got the Earthstreams engine, but it's the good one. It's the 2.4 liter. It's not the small 1.5 liter. It's a nice looking car. It's now 6 years old. No big bashes or anything on it. And what we're talking about today is the CVT transmission in it. Many cars come with them continuously varying transmission. They have a way where the engine connects to the transmission with drums, and there's cone-shaped pieces that adjust how much power at what ratio goes to the transmission to the wheels. They're relatively complex, they weigh less, and they allow for pretty good gas mileage. This particular one gets 37 miles a gallon on the highway, and it's pretty good for a 2.4 cylinder engine that's got a reasonable amount of horsepower. Now, you might be surprised to learn that Hondas had CVT transmissions as early as 1995. A special Honda Civic high efficiency car, it had one in it. In 2013, they started seriously throwing them the Honda Accords. So they've been in the Honda Accords now 9 years. This one is a 2016. The owner has had no problems with it at all. And you have to understand one thing about Honda and their CVT transmissions. They designed and build them themselves, just like Toyota makes their CVTs. And the Honda CVTs, I have yet to see one break in the Honda Accord. They seem to be relatively bulletproof automatic transmissions. Now, since they're smaller, they take up less space, they weigh less, and they allow a car to get phenomenal gas mileage. The fear that many people have had about CVTs, and that included me in the beginning, oh, it's either going to break all the time and cost a fortune to fix. Well, there's no doubting if this one breaks, it would cost a small fortune to fix. I personally have not seen one break yet. Unlike Nissan with their horrendous Jatco CVT transmissions, and Jatco sold CVT transmissions for many other manufacturers. A bunch of them really had to be recalled. They were garbage. These are Honda designed and Honda built CVT transmissions. And unlike many of the horrible CVT designs, check this out. There's where you can add fluid. You can drain it on the bottom, and you can add fluid through the add hole, and when you're done, just put it back on. Many regular automatics these days have no way to get to the automatic transmission. You gotta pump the fluid in. If you drain it out, you gotta pump it back in. It's a royal pain in the butt. This is a much better design, as far as I'm concerned, from a repair standpoint. Now, the owner said he had no problems. We're gonna road test it. Before we go any further, we got the old computer out. You can't hide from that. We'll get the old scan tool, plug it in, and do a full scan. You can see there's all system scans going through 48 separate systems. Takes a little while. In the automatic transmission, there's no trouble codes, but let's look at the data. As I said, you can see there's no trouble code, so let's look at the live data. They're coded and just whipping through it fast. As you see, as it comes up, everything's blue. It's in the normal color range. There's an awful lot of information you can get on the transmission itself through this. Now I'm going to take it for a road test, so we'll record the data. Now it's recording all the data for the transmission. We'll take it for a ride. As we drive down the road, it'll record all the transmission data. Now we'll see how it goes. We'll go up a hill. You notice it doesn't shift gears. That's because it doesn't have any gears to shift. Now, it seems like it's shifting gear there, but it really isn't. It's kind of a programming they have in it. They know that Americans are kind of used to the way things shift, and they can program things into them, so they kind of simulate the shifting in a regular car. These engineers are pretty swift at Honda. If you didn't know anything about transmissions and it acted like this, you'd think you were in a regular transmission that was downshifting to pass and then shifting up. But it isn't. It's actually a CVT transmission. Let's take it to our little drag strip here and see what it does when you step on the gas. It's got good acceleration. Notice it stays in the higher RPMs when you're accelerating, because since it doesn't have actual gears, when you're taking off, it will rev the engine relatively high, and you don't see the run, up, down shifting of a normal transmission. That's the giveaway that it's a CVT transmission. And I do have to say, Honda's cleared this out pretty well. I've never seen one break. It's got good response. It doesn't go like an old motorboat engine that's just slipping and sliding like many of the early ones, especially the Jackos did. Honda seems to have got this transmission pretty well sorted out. And really, when he drives it on the highway, he gets 37 miles a gallon. With that kind of acceleration, get that kind of gas mileage, it's pretty impressive as far as I'm concerned. Shut off the car, look at the data. Playing back the data, and everything, as you can see, is still blue. And it gives you everything. The pulley ratio, it's crazy the stuff that this can do. As it's running and shifting, it changes the pulley ratio rate. It shows you what's happening inside the CVT. Car's 6 years old, has no problem. Like I say, Honda started making CVTs back in '95, and they started putting them in the Accord seriously starting in 2013, so it's been 9 years so far. Well, at least right now. I don't know when you're going to be watching this video, but I haven't seen any problems in the 9 years that they've been out. So what's the truth about CVT transmissions? They're complex. They can cost a fortune to rebuild. I had a friend who was the president of the North American Automatic Transmission Repair Group, and years ago, when they started coming out with these, he decided to retire and sell his business because he saw it's going to cost so much money to rebuild these correctly. No one's going to want to. They'll buy another car, so he won't make any money fixing them. So he got out of the business because he saw these things are going to be a headache for automatic transmission shops, and if people don't fix them, they don't make a profit. And in the case of these Accords, as far as I'm concerned, since 2013, I haven't seen one break. So he wouldn't have made any money on these. If they don't break, he doesn't make any money fixing them because they don't break. If you pick the right CVT, and in this case, customer's car, he's had no problems. I've seen no problems with them yet. They seem to be solid, built, that get good gas mileage. This thing gets 37 miles a gallon on the highway. Never broken down. And it's not like it's hooked to a wimpy engine. This is a 2.4 liter, got direct fuel injection, got a lot of power, a lot of zip, and it hasn't destroyed the transmission at all. So I'll continue on to tell you the real truth about these cars. Do they fall apart? As I do have to say, I challenged the electric car manufacturers last month. Hey, I say they're full of crap. Those cars, are they going to last? Can you drive long distances? Can you tow? And I said, give me one for a year to try out. I haven't heard back from any of them. Because they don't want honest reviews. But on the other hand, if any of you have an electric car, you want to bring it over here, I'll analyze it, and you can tell me your whole history with the car. And I'd really like to get a few that are, 3, 4, 5 years old, so we can see how they went over time. So other people can see the actual truth about them, and not some myth that the government is trying to portray that we're all going to be green driving around in electric cars. A lot of people have this mythical ideas about horrible CVT transmission. In the case of this Honda, it's a myth. They're not horrible. They're really well made. And here's some bonus questions and answers. Aerojet7 says, where can I get a good used engine? I got 84 Celica, and I want to swap the 22 RE from LS400. Where can I find a good engine? Okay, well, here's the thing. Big old V8 engine in the Celica. An interesting idea. But when you start having to do those kinds of mods, man, you are going to have all kinds of ugly heaped upon your job. The wiring harness, the sensors, the main computer, that kind of modifications. Now, as for getting an engine, you're looking for a Lexus V8 engine. Pot luck is basically, it comes down, you go to a junkyard, they don't tell you if they're any good, they pull them out, put them on a shelf. You're just taking pot luck. I mean, if you know people in junkyard, say you get one in that's a runner, that's still there, you can start it and listen and say, well, that one's running, okay. You're going to have a rat's nest to get it going anyways. You don't want to buy a bad engine, right? Your only hope would be to find a junkyard that has, an LS400 and SC400 that's smashed, but at least it'll still start. You could start it, rev it up, make sure it doesn't go and the rods are knocking. And then you could put it in, but that's what you're going to have to see. And unfortunately, most of them, they just pull out. Now, you can get totally rebuilt ones, but I mean, that's going to be, $8,000 or more. So you might rethink your project. It's going to be a real rat's nest putting it in that Celica. I mean, if money's no object, go ahead. But you're looking for a used engine, so obviously money is some kind of an object. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.